What's up YouTube, Adolf here, bringing you another Pokemon Black 2 White 2 Showdown battle. And this is a random battle against Gus. And I do random battles from time to time, I think they're fun. But I'll only post them to YouTube if they come down to the wire, which this one does. So I start off with my Blastoise as he starts off as Mischievous. And I'm predicting to be some kind of defensive variant, and I'm just going to go for Toxic on him. Hoping he doesn't go for Taunt, which he doesn't. He sets up Calm Mind. And here I'm going to switch into my Meganium, thinking that I could probably take 2 Shadow Balls, but he just goes for another Calm Mind, which is fine. This Meganium carries Dragon Tail, so after I take this Shadow Ball, I'll be able to Dragon Tail him out and get rid of all of his boosts. He gets a special defense drop, which is doesn't matter, because I Dragon Tail him out into this Bronzor. And here, I'm predicting him to set up Stealth Rock, so I'm going to go into my Luxio, and I also get the Intimidate off, just in case he carried Earthquake. I think Bronzors can carry Earthquake. But this Luxio is the only Pokemon with a super effective attack against this Bronzor in the form of Fire Fang. And I get the burn there, which really matters, because he sets up Reflect, and after he sets up Trick Room. And I don't do enough to 2-hit KO him with Fire Fang, but after the burn, he dies. So if he had Light Screen, that probably mattered. And I'm locked into Fire Fang, so I'm going to switch out against this Wartortle, predicting a Scald, which happens. And he hits my Meganium, burns him. Doesn't matter because Trick Room is still up, and he's just going to kill my Meganium off of Ice Beam. So that is the end of that. And I'm going to switch into my Banette because I think it's the only thing that will outspeed this Wartortle in Trick Room. And I'm going to go for the Shadow Claw, but Reflect is up, so it does absolutely nothing. And in comes this Entei, and he decides to go for Flame Charge. Gets +1 speed, doesn't really matter, because, oh yeah, I go for Taunt. Not the biggest Banette fan in the world, and I'm just going to do the only thing that Banette does well here, go for Destiny Bond and hope he kills me. Except for set up Trick Room, and then go for Destiny Bond and hope he kills me. But here, he's not going to want to stay in and lose his Entei, so he's going to switch out to his Gyarados, and I predict that. Go for another Destiny Bond. And how it works is, if he killed me this turn, then his Gyarados would have died, so I predict him to go for a non-attacking move of some kind, but instead he just goes for Dragon Tail, which surprised me. If he had hit my Banette, it probably would have killed it, and he would have lost his Gyarados, but whatever. I go into my Luxio, threaten him out with an Electric-type move, which I go for, and he brings in this Cubchoo, and it gets mauled by Banded Wild Charge. Surprisingly lives it. I don't actually know how strong Luxio is compared to Luxray, but meh, it's a Cubchoo. Figured it would die. But I switch into my Blastoise, predicting an Ice-type move or Superpower, and I take it very nicely, and try and go for Rapid Spin, but he predicts that very nicely. He goes out to his Mischievous to block it. And I go out into my Yena, hoping that he would set up Calm Mind, or go for Shadow Ball. Either of them work, I guess, because I resist Shadow Ball, and I would outspeed with Crunch, which I'm going to end up going for this turn, as he brings in this Gyarados. And Crunch does a nice chunk, 38%, but I'm going to switch out because I'm just going to fodder off my Banette. I don't want to take that much damage on my Yena when I could just die with my Banette because I'm not going to use it anymore. I was hoping to God I would outspeed so I could go for Destiny Bond. That'd be pretty evil, but nope, Banette is incredibly slow. He gets the Moxie boost. I send him out Luxio, completely gets rid of the Moxie boost, and I threaten him out again with the Electric-type move, and he just decides to fodder off his Cubchoo. And in comes this Entei, and I know I can't one-hit KO him with Wild Charge, so I switch out into my Blastoise, and he predicts that very nicely. He doesn't go for a Fire-type move, he goes for a Stone Edge, which does a lot. Does a lot. And I know that he's just going to kill me off this turn, so I'm just going to go for the Aqua Jet. It's stab, it's super effective, and it does a very nice chunk to this Entei. And he kills me off the Flare Blitz, recovers a little HP with leftovers. And I'm going to send in my Luxio, and I thought I would outspeed because of the level difference, but nope. He just murders me with Flare Blitz. Bad play on my part. Oh well. Can't do speed calcs like that on the fly. But now that he's intimidated, I mean, that Luxio did serve one purpose, and it did intimidate his Entei, which means that I can get up a Sword Stance. Basically for free. That Stone Edge did next to nothing. So In comes this War Turtle. I'm gonna try and get that Entei out of the way with Aqua Jet, which is the only form of, it's the only water type stab that this Samurott carries. And I'm just gonna kill this War Turtle off of the Mega Horn. Good thing it hits, because if this thing had had Haze, probably would have been annoying. But I end up missing the next Mega Horn, and he Dragon Tails my Samurott out, which is, it sucks. I would have done a good amount of damage with that Mega Horn, but it misses. It's fine. He decides to go for bounce on my Yena. And here I was just like, please, Sucker Punch, will you just hit him while he's in the air? And no, doesn't happen. But here he knows that I'll outspeed and kill him with Crunch. So I'm just gonna, he just fodders off his Mischievous as I go for Crunch. And this is Moxie my Yena, so I get a nice +1 in attack. And here, I'm going to hit him with a Sucker Punch, hoping he doesn't have Extreme Speed, because I think that takes priority. But he doesn't. He has Flame Charge, which doesn't matter at all, because as you saw, I have Aqua Jet on my Samurott, and I'm hoping that'll kill. Pretty sure it will. Stab super effective. The one from Blastoise did 38%, so yeah, no problem. This is Life Orb too. And the only thing I was worried about is that I only have Superpower, Mega Horn, Aqua Jet, Swords Dance, and I was just hoping and praying that Superpower would hit and kill. Or obviously it hits, but I was hoping it would kill, and it does. So I came right down to the wire. Good game, Gus. If you guys like this, then comment, rate, sub for more. Bye-bye.